Good morning, YouTube. I just wanted to give you an update. It's been a while since I filmed a video. I've done a lot on Instagram, so if you want to keep updated, you can follow me there. I'll link that in the description. But I wanted to show you my back bed today. A lot has changed since last time I took a video, and I wanted to give you a little bit of an update on what's going on. So we'll just start at the top. This right here is lungwort. You can use the roots if you have any type of lung issues or cough, things like that. It's really important to dig up the roots in the fall because that's when they're going to start sending their energy down into the roots. So I'm waiting on that. I might do a video on that later. Here's just chia seeds that I laid out because it was easy, and so I'm going to have hopefully some chia plants. I've never done that. We're going to see. It's really thick, but I think chia can grow like that. I don't know. Let me know if you know differently. Well, hi, Lovey. So this is just my beer traps for the slugs. They kept eating my strawberries. This is strawberries throughout here, and I've got little runners. So as they come out, I will dig out a spot for them to start rooting. And that's what I've done here in this little spot, which actually looks like it needs to be done again. And so that way they can start their babies rooting, because I want this whole thing to be a strawberry patch. So I've got plenty of room for that. Back here, let me get closer. I've got some beans that'll hopefully grow up tall and shade out some of this so it doesn't get too hot. Kind of create a microclimate right there. I've got some spinach, which is probably going to bolt soon because I never can get spinach to not bolt. I've planted some kale for the fall, so over the winter, hopefully I'll have some kale coming out of here. So I'm trying to succession plant in here. There's clearly a bean back there. But most of this back here is peppermint. And I know I'm not supposed to plant peppermint in the bed, so I might be kicking myself later. But I'll tell you more about why I'm planting peppermint later. So these are going to be the next lettuce. After this goes to bolt, I'm going to need something. I planted these to kind of take over the lettuce aspect once these bolt. So this right here is so pretty, and it's going to get prettier as the summer goes, but this is amaranth. And this is actually a grain. You can grind it up into a flour type and make breads with it. I'm going to try that this year. I've never done it. So, there's another one there. This in between the two is lemon balm, and I've already clipped it back once, like took the bigger leaves, and then trimmed it back a little bit. I'll probably continue to do that. Here we have some little purple cabbage. And so either they will do nothing, or they'll start growing later, or I don't know. So I might move them if they don't change. They don't get any bigger because they're kind of hiding behind the raspberry. But I'm going to watch and wait. This one got bigger since yesterday, right here. And I trimmed this back because it was growing really tall. And I would definitely let it grow if I really loved raspberries, but I don't like them that much. I like them okay. My son wanted this plant, so I got it for him, but I'm not going to make it get huge. It's good for erosion control because it will spread out and it does have deep roots. So I'm leaving this. So I guess I'll talk about the erosion control right now. I'm not all the way done, but if you see this line right here, right after that line, it drops. It's straight down. So you can tell these trees are like basically living on a cliff. And then right here, my runoff is eroding away. So I'm trying to figure out what to do here. If you guys have any tips for permaculture or whatever to do here, I'll give you a better shot of that later. But I'm trying to keep everything stable. So most of these are going to be perennials. I do have the annuals in the pots. And then I do have a few annuals, but I'm going to try not to disturb the roots very much. And once I dig them up or take them up, I'm going to be planting annuals there. Okay, so now that that's done, this right here is all lamb's ear, which is starting to look like when it starts getting spirally. So like, see this one? Let me get a little bit closer. Like this, you see how it's kind of like thin? This is when I start cutting it back, which I'll come back out here later. You see how it's not, that stem is not looking right. That is when I start cutting it back, and so it will flush out. I've done that here, and hopefully we'll have another flush. We'll see. I'm going to try it. There's another amaranth back there and there. There's two different kinds. This one's hot pink, and then this one, I think this one's supposed to be red, but it's not. I've had major slug damage, and then I do feel like I have another bug. I sprayed neem oil on it, but it rained last night, so I might have to do that again. But trying to save the amaranth. It's so pretty. I mean, it's just so dramatic, and it'll just get bigger and bigger and more dramatic. So I can't wait to watch that grow. It's pretty. It's a grain, and it's actually a superfood. So it was actually, if I'm correct, I think that it was illegal. They would burn down the amaranth because it is so so good for you. So, which is crazy that people do that. But anyways, so here I've got, my neighbor called it Vinca. I'm not sure if it is. This one I bought myself, but I can't remember. And then this one my neighbor gave me, and it's still trying to figure out which way it's going to go, but I want it to be a ground cover. And then eventually, hopefully the strawberries will grow into the vines, and this will be all covered up, because the goal is to have more of a permaculture and covered up areas. So erosion control happens. These are black beans. This is just a chickpea pot that I was trying to watch and wait. It's not doing good, so I don't know. I don't know if it's the pot. I don't know if I'll plant this one. I might just give up on him. We'll see. This is a cucumber that I found in my yard. I'm not sure how it got there, but sometimes birds will eat seeds and they'll poop them out wherever. And then sometimes I'll just throw seeds out and be like, you can survive if you want to. I don't know why, because I love to garden. So this right here, this beautiful thing is a hibiscus. I haven't planted it yet. This is actually the second year I've had it, and I'm really nervous to plant it. It does look like it's doing great here. So I'm pretty stoked about that. That's pretty awesome. This guy right here that takes up this whole area is oregano, and I probably will cut it back soon and dry it out for the next year. I will probably give some away because I don't think I'll need this much dry oregano, but it'll be nice to have all winter. Let me get a little bit closer to, there's, do you see this plant right here? That is marshmallow. So I'm going to dig up the roots. I probably won't do it this year. And I think that one is also marshmallow. It's getting bigger. So I'm not going to do it this year, but I am going to be digging up the roots and harvesting that and trying to make marshmallows with it. It does have a pretty flower. This is the spiderwort, and it's close to being done and pretty in its prime, so I will cut that back. It it's aggressive and it will get bigger. So if you have this plant, don't just plant it where you don't want it to spread. This is triple the size it was last year, and I cut it back on this side already once. So aggressive, it's pretty. It does flower mostly in the morning, and then it kind of dwindles in the heat of the day. Here's another amaranth, and this right here is nasturtium, which I have another one right there, and then right there. And I just planted these as seeds because they're pretty and they are edible. So far I don't really like the leaves. I don't know what the flowers taste like, if they taste like the leaves. But I'm going to be trying those out. I don't know. They're pretty. I mean, look, I mean, that's circular and it's just pretty. So we're leaving it there regardless of what happens to it. It's an annual, so it will die out probably. Now, this microclimate might keep it warm enough. I don't know. We'll see. My sage, I still haven't planted it. I don't think it's going to be able to survive here. There's not really enough sun, but I'm trying to let it go seed, which is probably, oh yeah, it's getting close. Sorry. Let me see if I can get this to focus. Yeah, I think there's, seeds in there. Yeah. So I need to harvest these. So I have sage seeds, and hopefully some fell on the ground right there. That would be pretty to have some sage growing up here next year. As long as it doesn't shade out the oregano, though oregano doesn't need a whole lot of sun. Okay, so this is, look how big this is, huge, my beauty berry. So last year it was probably a third of the size. It's not getting taller, but it is about 5'4", at the very top, right there. So, I mean, it is getting taller. This is supposed to help with mosquitoes. The berries are supposed to help. We haven't had as many, but it's not the dead of summer. That's when we're going to get more mosquitoes. So we're going to see. Hopefully this will help. If not, we're going to try to make some bug spray with the berries this year. I did it with the leaves and the berries, but the berries are more potent. So I'm going to try that, and we'll see. It's so pretty. I mean, all the stages, like from just the greenery to these little, like, these are just kind of buds. Well, that's little flowers. And these guys are even pretty before they even flower. And then, oh, just wait until the berries come. I can't wait to show you those. But, last year it did amazing. It is kind of shading out the yucca. So I might have to trim it here. I don't want to kill it or hurt it, but it's clearly thriving, so I think a little chop will be fine. And this guy just bloomed. I've been waiting on him for a while. He's so pretty. This is my yucca plant. I have 3 of them, but just one blooming this year. I'm not sure if the other ones will bloom next year or not. I don't know if they're biannual or annual or what's going on. But it's just gorgeous. And let me pull this back. So it's very pretty. I think there's one here. So this will be the center. It's just growing new leaves. You can see the new leaves. So it is great at holding up hills. So I don't know if you can see, but this is like starting the drop off. And so, yeah, so these are doing a great job at holding this here. Honestly, if I could, I'd probably put yucca all the way across, but I'm too worried about disturbing the ground too much to put those in. I have more chia seeds spread out throughout here, to kind of make a pretty lush carpet of chia seeds, but also to hold up the ground, hopefully, with the roots. We'll see. So this is my hydrangea. Again, this is erosion control. It's actually pretty small. It's a little bit bigger than last year. Hopefully it will continue to grow and get big here, and hopefully this will eventually take up this whole area. This is a volunteer. I'm not sure. It's a native plant, so I'm just going to let it grow. It's establishing roots. It's helping keep the erosion control at bay, and so I'm just going to leave it. There's another amaranth here, and this was all shaded over because the beautyberry was falling back, and the spiderwort was leaning over top of it. So I cut back the spiderwort, which you can probably see right there, and so right there. So I cut that back, and then it's been growing a little bit better. It started to make its little amaranth seeds right there. It's a little bit blurry, but so hopefully that one will grow. I'll probably take this vine out because it's very aggressive, and I don't really want something that's going to take over my whole garden. I do have some peppermint in there, but it did not take it over aggressively. So I'm just going to leave it. I put it all around the yucca to kind of give an underbelly to the yucca plant, and keep that stabilized there. Okay, this is not the prettiest part of my garden. This is my compost. I will not be actually using this as a compost, so sometimes I do put things in here that I would not typically, like diseased plants will sometimes go in here, and things that are starting to mold sometimes will go in here, because I will not be using this. This is really erosion control to make sure that it doesn't slide down. It has been sinking since I started, and it's actually about the same, but it's because I keep putting stuff on top of it. So I'm going to keep this here so it doesn't slide down. I will put like plants like this one. This is a broccoli plant. I just kind of sat it there. I kind of hoped that it would live. But I didn't want it in the front yard anymore because I wanted to start my summer garden. So it has actually put off a lot more leaves. So it's still alive. Let me get a little bit closer so you can see this. So I'm hoping it'll grow back here and create more broccoli. Though I don't know if I'll eat it. We'll see. It depends on how it does and all that, but we'll see. So that's a tour of just this back garden. I wanted to give you guys an update. I will be doing more videos about the side and the front yard. I have 2 gardens in the side now, and one in the front yard. Well, I guess there's 1 and then 2 sides that are small. But I will be giving you guys an update on that as well in the future. If you like this, go ahead and like it. Give it a heart, because I don't get many videos in love, so it would be nice to hear from you guys. If you have any tips, I'd love to hear it in the comments. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and come back soon. Thanks.